Hello, I'm Mr. Percy. We'll be talking about CALs and Maker technology. But first, a little bit about myself. I'm an aspiring student at the University of Arizona, studying to become a highly qualified teacher. Although I will hopefully be teaching third grade, which will require me to teach all subjects, I am impartial to math and character development. To me, it doesn't matter where I end up in the world. What matters is that I feel I am making a significant difference with the students according to my idea or philosophy of teaching. My idea is the students, all as growing individuals, come before anything else within my classroom. Okay. um, the goals that I have set for myself, well, okay, thank you. Okay, sorry about that. The goals that I have set for myself include completing this Bachelor's of Elementary Education, attending a dual master's uh, in college and educational leadership and school counseling, and eventually either becoming a superintendent or a college or university instructor after getting a doctorate's degree. Uh, we are now going to jump straight into um, and talk about CALs. CAL is an acronym for Computer Assisted Learning. One could also refer to CALs as computer-based instruction, computer-based learning, or simply software learning tools. CALs are basically software instructional learning tools that teachers may use to deliver or assist ideas, instruction, etc. for any given lesson. In relation to math, CALs, such as demonstrational YouTube videos, may produce better visual aids or a different approach to a problem. Also, simply hearing and seeing the same type of lessons multiple times gives students an opportunity to grasp parts of a lesson they may have missed previously. Technology is here to stay. It grows as we grow and progresses humanity forward. So, welcome to the future. There are 5 types of instructional software consisting of drill and practice, tutorials, simulations, instructional games, and problem solving. Drill and practice is a type of software in which students work example items one at a time and receive instant feedback. And problem solving. Instant feedback, yeah, okay. Example would be a flashcard, which is one of the subcategories. Flashcards, chart fill-in activities, and branching drills are the subcategories within drill and practice, but a pro is a popular use for students with learning disabilities, and a con is it's overused and or misused in classrooms. Tutorials are like that of a teacher's classroom instruction. This instructional software is a sequence of topics teaching a lesson in place of a teacher. So tutorials teach a lesson in place of a teacher. It's very interesting. Pros is its self-paced instruction for individual students. A con is that it's difficult to design and or develop, thus it is a scarce tool. The subcategories are linear tutorials and branching tutorials. Simulations are computerized models that are created to demonstrate how systems such as food chain or the food web and science work. A pro is that it is available in many subjects, especially science, of course, and a con is that it's completely takes away from hand-on experience via labs. The subcategories are physical simulations and literative simulations. Instructional games are software products that add a game-like aspect with rules, competition, and fun-to-learn activities. Pros are that they appeal to the students, which is very important, and it appeals to their want to make learning fun, or their desire to have learning be fun. Con is that students may lose sight of which part of the activity is the game and which part is the which part they should be learning, so the skill they should be learning. Problem-solving software functions focus on fostering component skills in or approaches to general problem-solving abilities, or provides opportunities to practice solving various kinds of content area problems. The pros are that they provide a visualization in mathematics problem solving, improves interesting and motivating towards solving problems, and demonstrates how knowledge that they may have and demonstrates that they may have seemed that knowledge that may have seemed inert is actually meaningful. So things that they don't think are very important are actually seen as important through these visualizations. Cons are skills developed within problem-solving software that appears to be lost when teachers ask of students to do the same types of problem-solving methods for subjects such as math. The subcategories would be content area problem-solving skills and content-free problem-solving skills. Alrighty. Moving forward. Hopefully. Oh, too far. Lexia Learning is a type of CAL that is an adaptive-based literacy program for students of all abilities, consisting of in 6 categories within its program, which are phonological awareness, phonics, structural analysis, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. It is tutorial software. The pro is that it's organized and personalized to the individual student based on his or her needs and performance. It also includes offline material for further student learning. The cons are that it requires a membership, only focuses on language arts. All right. Orchard software combines formative and benchmark assessments aligned with state standards, motivating instruction and qualitative data reporting, providing targeted instruction in math, writing, reading, language arts, and science for grades K through 9. Orchard consists of instructional game software. It gives step-by-step instruction through the games it provides that students are prompted to interact with. An example would be the graphing game for 3rd grade students found under Mathematics K through 3 concepts of the guided tour. Pros would be that it is simple to follow, straightforward, and appeals to the student desire to play. A con is that it, in accordance with instructional game software, students may lose sight of which part of the activity is the game and which is the skill they should be learning. So now I'm going to I know I've mentioned these before, but the following 3 websites, I really truly believe that they are very high quality sites that should be implemented in classrooms because they are fantastic computer-assisted learning tools, in my opinion. So, my favorite, Khan Academy, is for all ages. It was created with an intent to supplement teaching math. The site provides the lesson. The teacher works with the students. The software types for this site are drill and practice and tutorial. Pros are everything in one place. It is either teacher or student run, and it does not cover, but a con is that it doesn't cover every subject. However, it is a free site, which is really, really helpful for teachers on their own that would want to use sites like these, but don't have the funding due to the school or whatnot. So Khan Academy, favorite site, super amazing with math lessons and videos. Okay. Thank you. Okay. IXL is friendly to students from ages 5 to 18. It is an interactive site where students pick a topic and go through answering the questions of the topic. Only if they get an answer wrong will it tell the student the answer and let it appear with a detailed explanation for understanding. The software type consists of drill and practice and tutorial. Pros are that it's an excellent supplemental to teaching, covering many subjects, including language arts. And then con is that one must pay for a membership access, which seems to be the a trend in CAL technology. Moving forward, iTouch, it's actually an app, but it has a supplemental website for use in finding out information about cost and whatnot, and about the apps in general. So iTouch is about our individualized apps based off of grades. So I want to teach 3rd grade, so I have the iTouch 3rd grade app. The great thing about these is that it's an excellent supplement to teaching, covering many subjects, including language arts, math, and science, depending on grade level. And then it's a great assessment tool because it goes through and teaches after a summary and gives the students a test that gives them automatic feedback, which is really important. The downside is that for outside of classroom use, it's costs $10, but for in-school use, there's a fee for the school that each device is that the iTouch app has to it is needed to be put on, has a $5 to $6 fee for each device. It's crazy. All right. Moving on, moving right along. Maker Technology are computer programs of various physical materials that give students an opportunity to utilize their human disposition for their desire to learn by doing. That's so important to me. So important, in my opinion, for myself and my students. Math is all around us. I used to build with Legos throughout my childhood. That's the maker picture presented right here. I had a project in 7th grade where I had to make my dream room based off of ratios of my actual room, and we used a shoebox that we decorated to create our dream room. Everything in the shoebox had a ratio to real life materials. Although that would be too difficult or complicated for third grade students, I'm pretty sure they don't even learn ratios. But what they could do is take a shoebox or just a box that they would make their dream room in, but their goal is just to measure the perimeter and the area of each side of the box, not the 3D aspect of it, but just each 2D face, and then the creation of the dream room would just be their creativity building, which is very important to me. So, and there we go. From what I have found through research, many teachers have dedicated a portion of their room as makerspace, where students can explore new ideas and build, create, or from a prompt such as, what would you make to change the world? The students would then use their imagination for guidance. Meaningful activities for third grade students could include writing poetry, performing simple plays, building on ideas through conversation, work on various labs for science, or creating a robot prototype that would make life easier. And this is all based off of imagination. It's not, new devices that are just going to pop up. But, I don't know. That could be a thing. But it's exciting. Okay, so the Maker Faire. Quoting from Maker Faire website at makerfaire.com/Maker Faire history, Maker Faire is the greatest show and tell on earth, a family-friendly festival of invention, creativity, and resourcefulness, and a celebration of the maker movement, end quote. Okay, so thus, the people of the Maker Faire are those that want to promote individual creativity for the people. So that's just anybody around. It's whoever wants to do DIY work, so do-it-yourself stuff. The organization runs many large-scale fairs all over the world. The idea prompted people to independently produce mini maker fairs. So I could create a classroom project for third grade students to have their own mini fair, maker fair, right in the classroom to inspire learning and creativity. Whew, super exciting. The various videos and photos that the Maker Faire website provides, I could display for the students, or they could research on their own in that site to come up with ideas that they could do for themselves for this project. All right. Come on. Thank you. All right, now that we have learned about both CALs and Maker technology, we will be comparing and contrasting each. I would like to make it clear that computer-assisted learning and Maker technologies are both wonderful concepts that should be part of any student's education. However, the amount of time of which both are implemented into the classroom must be regulated. Alright, so CALs are excellent supplemental materials for lessons, demonstrations, practices, etc. for various subjects, all the while giving students an opportunity to have individualized learning experiences and provided details for teachers through provided assessment results. The various problems that may stem from using CALs could be that a classroom does not have enough computers to go around, or the school has a lack of funds capable of buying the programs, which is really unfortunate that so many are have to have membership. But the list goes on. Yeah, so the list goes on with unfortunate faults, such as students may lose out on skills they would have gained in if CALs are overused, which is unfortunate. Moving on. All right. Fortunately, oh, yes. Maker technology is of the utmost importance for students, especially for those of the younger grades, like third, because it provides students an opportunity to learn by doing, which builds motor and problem-solving skills, creativity through trial and error, motivation for learning, and the list goes on again. The problems with Maker technology is that the projects are all require vast amounts of time, which is quite unfortunate, although it's really important. The various materials cost for each project done could be astronomical. So teachers would possibly need to rely on their outside incomes of so their personal incomes instead of the actual schools, which is quite unfortunate, or parents. But even then, parents, depending on district, the funding that you could receive is minimal. Also, such programs take ample amounts of time away from other subjects, lessons content that is required for the students to learn. Due to the fact that it takes up so much time, the projects take up so much time that other subjects might be left behind. However, there is a light in the darkness. Fortunately, both CALs and Maker technology are doable for any classroom if the teacher puts forth enough effort and planning, in my opinion. CALs have the capacity to give students a better array of information than a teacher alone can provide. If used in moderation, a teacher could provide these supplemental lessons for the whole class, and then rotate time consuming then rotate our students for short periods of time if there are few computers. Sorry about that. Maker technology, though time-consuming, is an integral part in student development. A teacher could incorporate numerous standards into one project if found in large quantities. In one project. Materials could even be simple to come by if cheap items, through cheap items that can be found in large quantities, such as cardboard, pipe cleaners, colored paper, colored pencils, etc. So it is doable. That is that's what's important to take from this. Okay. Moving forward, there we go. Alright, still, the most important thing to keep in mind is moderation, okay? According to the article, Technology in Interactive Media as Tools in Early Childhood Programs, Serving Children from Birth Through Age 8. Long title, okay. A major concern is the welfare of child development coupled with a connection of child obesity and excess use of screen time via video games, TV, movies, etc. Okay. In reference specifically to childhood educators, for it is not a guide created for families. The NAEYC and the Fred Rogers Center has stated, NAEYC and Fred Rogers Center do not endorse or recommend software, hardware, curricular, or other materials. That is quoted from the article. As I touched on earlier, I am fully aware that CAL tools are inevitable, but I also understand that too much could be detrimental. My plan for my future class is to provide students my plan for the future class is to provide students supplemental material through CALs, not rely on them for the main source of knowledge. I would have timed rotations of which specified groups of students would work on computers for 15 to 20 minutes, max at a time on a specified supplemental lesson according to the specific student needs. Okay, so throughout the year, the assigned supplemental lessons should encompass the educational technology standards requirements, as long as I am touching base throughout the year for each student in the rotations. Based on their individual needs, everything should work out. Whew. Sorry about the time. We're almost there. If the computer will change, thank you. Alright. Luckily, students generally have multiple classes that utilize technology, such as computer classes, like the computer lab or the library. However, all standards should still be covered throughout the year within my class or their main class. I believe through planning and time management coupled with classroom management, teachers should be able to cover each standard here and there as the school year moves forward. Almost there, just gotta come out. There we go. The first couple of years, I believe a teacher needs to go beyond what is expected of him or her to create the material and develop a routine for a school year schedule based on the class one is given to run. The following first years should allow the teacher to merely the following years should allow the teacher to merely need to tweak created material from the previous first couple of years to better their students as time progresses and experience is gained. This is true for all subjects required to teach within the grade level according to these standards. Alright, now we are finished here. There are many slides of references, so I apologize for the amount of references slides that follow. However, I wanted to be sure that all references were visually easy to see, so not too small and simple on it, and simple to count. I will tell you that there are 28 references in total. I'd like to take a moment and thank you for watching this presentation on computer-assisted learning and Maker technologies. Thank you so much for your time and effort in our classes and for listening. I know I'm over the time, but I really wanted to do the best I could for this project. And thank you.